Another Ants on a Rock video. Welcome to the Ant Corner. Hey there ant fans, just a super quick video today. In fact, it's so quick I even sped up the footage. These are some of the colonies I caught in this year's nuptial flights. Mostly Lasius niger and a couple of Lasius flavus. The flavus are the two in the middle. We're just going to ignore them for now. It's been about 6 weeks since I caught them, and they've all got their first nanitics now, which means they've got their first workers. They've already had their first set of carbs, and this is their first time getting protein. I've cut up a couple of grasshoppers and split them between the colonies. As you can see, they're a little bit timid of it, but the workers are starting to realise that it's food that I've just put in, and they're starting to feed, which is a really positive thing, as they need to feed this protein to the larvae. Otherwise they just won't grow. It's not long now until hibernation, so I'm quite glad that these colonies have their first workers beforehand and they're able to take on that food and everything they need to do. There's also 2 other colonies which are in slightly smaller test tubes which didn't fit in the rack. They're almost out of water now, but because they have workers, I can now attach them to new test tubes and hopefully they'll move all the brood and pupa themselves, rather than me having to get in there and help the queen, which I never really want to do. That being said, we all know Lasius niger do not move for love or money. In fact, I have almost 1-year-old colony, which if you follow my channel you'll know all about, that I've been trying to move into nests and new test tubes and all sorts of different things, and so far they've refused to move out of their dry, mouldy test tube that they came in almost a year ago. They won't move for light, no heat, no nothing. Nothing I can do will make a move. Oh look, there's a queen coming up. You go back to your corner, naughty queen. See, I do think that's quite funny because where the queen's obviously the eldest member and she would have been around for a few months in a nest already, she knows what food looks like and she's probably seen it, smelt it and wants it. All the workers are a little bit timid of it. In some of the test tubes they're not actually going for their food yet. I assure you, after a few hours I can positively say they were all eating really well. Now, for those of you following my channel, you'd already know some of these colonies are for the Ants Hood hibernation experiment, where I will be hibernating half of the colonies and not hibernating the other half. And then when we come out of hibernation, we'll be comparing the difference on how it's affected colony growth and things like that. This is a really long-winded experiment, going to take probably a couple of years to really get some decent results. So it's a big commitment, but I'm more than willing to do it. And on the other side of the flavus, we have our multi-queen colonies, which is me recreating a ant holifer ant experiment where he had Lasius niger as multi-queen colonies, which they aren't normally. So we're going to see how they do. They're doing really well so far. But that's it for this video. As always, see you again ant fans.